Next question from AK Volmer. What do you do for a living other than YouTube? So I don't do YouTube for a living. I wish. No, actually, I don't even wish I did YouTube for a living. I mean, I do this for fun. I'm fortunate to be able to get to the point where, it pays for the hobby. So that's great. But I definitely am not doing this for the money. If I was, I'd probably spend a little more effort on it. But what do I do for a living? Well, I live in San Francisco Bay Area. So I work for a tech company and pretty much just try to make sure we do the right things and avoid doing the wrong things. Kind of like same with RC. I'm just trying to help guide people do the right things and avoid the wrong things. Next question is from Dodja Duke. And I'm not going to read this whole thing, but he's really asking about the 8S EXP crate, which hasn't been announced, but there have been like some spy shots or unboxings or something. To be honest with you, I don't really know a lot about the EXP 8S. I have not been following all those, spy shots and stuff, so wouldn't really know where to start. The only thing I would say about the 8S crane is that personally, if I were to get one of those, I'd prefer to get the Outcast. So I would have preferred to have seen them come out with a EXP Outcast 8S, just because I think the crane's a little too big, and I'm not as big on the super long wheelbase vehicles. I don't think they are as fun to drive, and especially in that size, like trying to do a backflip with that thing would be kind of impossible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any advice on that, so I can't really answer your question. Sorry. Next question from Chaz. What's your favorite sandwich? I saw this like a couple days ago, and it made me think about it because I don't really think about that much. But my favorite sandwich is a Togo's hot pastrami number 9. I think Togo's is maybe a California brand or maybe just a California chain. I don't know if it's in the rest of the U.S., but I think it started somewhere in like San Jose or San Francisco somewhere. But yeah, they got this hot pastrami sandwich. Fantastic. Number 9, no onions. That is my go-to sandwich. Next question from Germsman18. Where would you generally recommend using aluminum hop-ups versus plastic on a low-C laser nut? Okay, so low-C laser nut, I don't have one of those. I did have a Tenacity MT, which I converted into a Tenacity Pro, which is like 89% the same as a laser nut, just with, a short course version. But from that vehicle, I would say any of the aluminum TLR parts that fit are, nice to have. I don't think you need to have them, but those would be the only parts I would buy. I wouldn't buy like aluminum arms or, anything that Integy or I don't know, whoever made for that car, because for the most part, it doesn't really, I don't think it needs that much aluminum upgrades. Maybe like the aluminum diff housings. I don't even know what else they make. Maybe some of the aluminum steering racks and stuff. But for the most part, that car, that's not really the weakness of that car, the aluminum stuff or the plastic stuff. Really, it's like the metals they use on that car are pretty cheap. Unfortunately, that's my opinion. I feel like the drive shafts, the out drives, the diff gears are all pretty like low end, definitely made to a budget. So I think it's more worth buying, the hardened out drives from TLR, for example, or I don't know if they make better diff gears or out drives. I think they make better drive shafts as well. So I think Techno might as well. I'm not sure, but it's really the steel parts that I think could be improved and where I would probably spend money if I were going to spend money. So hopefully that helps you out. Next one, Guy Manerian. This is awesome. I'm going to fire away with some questions as if I'm interviewing a boy that wants to date my daughter a decade from today. Oh, great. What is your favorite brand? Okay, so a bunch of questions here. Let me just kind of get into it. What is your favorite brand? Don't have one. If you force me to pick, I'd maybe go with X-Ray or TLR. But I like all brands, and that's the fun part. So I don't really have a particular brand, but the X-Ray quality is, oh my gosh, unbelievable. Like completely best in class for sure. What is your favorite platform? 4-wheel drive buggy is my favorite platform. Then probably 2-wheel drive buggy. Not a fan of short course trucks, mainly just the way they fly. they have that big parachuting effect. You can't even do backflips, if you want to use it as a basher. So not a big fan of short course truck, but every, a couple years I'll pick up one just to remind myself why I don't like them. But yeah, four-wheel drive buggy is definitely my favorite type of vehicle. Your voice reminds me of someone. Have you done any other videos? No, I have not. I do get this once in a while on the channel. People, I think, have said I sound like Christian Slater. Someone said I sound like, I think it's Tech PB or another YouTube channel, which is super funny because I used to watch that channel like 10 years ago. When I used to be big into paintball, so I think it's Tech PB or PB Tech. This guy, does paintball videos, and it's pretty funny to think I sound like him. I don't think I sound like him, but that is pretty funny. But yeah, I get that once in a while. The really funny thing is sometimes people meet me for the first time and they're like, I look familiar. So I don't know if that's like a pickup line or what, but they're like, I know you. Where have I met you? And I'm like, no, we've never met. Sorry. What are your other hobbies besides RC cars? So I'm big into poker. I'm a big poker player. I like motorcycles, cars, pretty typical for RC people. Big into the San Francisco Giants, so huge fan of baseball there. Like I mentioned, I was into paintball, I ski, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. My kids' sports I'm really into. That's probably my favorite thing, to watch them play sports. But yeah, those are some of my other hobbies. Next, which RC in your opinion is the most durable and maintenance free? That would be the Traxxas Max for sure. By far the most durable. Yeah, I'm pretty maintenance free. If you can keep one car only, what would you pick and why? There's only one car I'm kept so far that I'll never sell, and that's a TLR 22Ford 2.0. It's just a little belt drive, four-wheel drive buggy. Everything else is for certain something I would consider selling, but that one I won't. How long does it take you to edit your videos? Somewhere between like half an hour and like 2 hours. Like a review video probably take me like 2 hours to edit. I try not to spend too much time because I don't have that much time, but something really simple could be half an hour. This one will take me a while with all these questions. What microphone do you use? I use just like a cheap $12 lapel mic primarily. Occasionally I've got a what is it called, a Yeti Blue that I'll use once in a while, but not that often. Yeah, honestly I have very primitive equipment actually. Blondes or brunettes? I like them all, honestly. If I had to pick, probably blondes, but an attractive brunette is I don't know, there's something about really attractive brunettes. All right, next up, Horacio Lorette. Do you still have the Rival MT from TA? Yes, I do. Would you still recommend it? I'm really liking it and don't know how it holds up. Yes, I really like that truck. It's a great monster truck. Really the only flaw is the front arms, and they may have fixed that, I don't know. And then I think RPM is also working on a fix for those front arms, and maybe even already has them. But yeah, I did make a little three-way comparison with that, the Haas and the Granite, and that actually came in third in that review. But I don't feel like the comparison was all that fair, because I just kind of went with kind of this formula, which doesn't very well represent what I think about the cars. I actually would probably pick that second over the Haas, just based on price and performance. It's just better than the Haas in that regard. So yeah, I do like that car. That's why I still have it. Full Fun Out RCs. What are your thoughts on the Mini T? I assume you're talking about the Mini T 2.0. Thought about getting one. If I were to buy one, I would definitely pick up the Mini B, the buggy. I guess I don't know if they call it the 2.0, but it's just got a longer chassis. I'm more into buggies, as I mentioned. And for that size scale, the bigger it is, the more terrain you can drive it on. I feel like if they're too small, like kind of that really short chassis on the Mini T, then they just don't drive as well, and you're really limited on where you can drive it. And even on like something like a carpet track, the Mini B will definitely drive a lot better. So that would be my thoughts. Yeah, if they come out with a brushless Mini B, I might buy one. But yeah, the current offerings, they're brushed, not too into it. So yeah, those are my thoughts.